We can get started. So, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank everybody for being here to honor our Alumni Achievement Award recipient, Dr. Christopher Reeves. Before we get started with everything, typically speaking, we would be celebrating on a Saturday night in our Magnolia Ballroom. But also, when it comes to announcing our award winners, they typically will receive a, um, a nice letter from us saying congratulations on being a recipient uh, of this alumni award. What Dr. Reeves got was an email from me asking him if he would like to be on a Zoom call that we called an intergenerational roundtable, where we could talk to some of our alums, get to know a little bit about their experience here at Georgia College, what they're doing now, and what are some effective ways to keep them engaged with their alma mater. And after a little email and phone tag, I was finally able to get in touch with Dr. Reeves. He said he would be more than happy to help us out with that. And right there, I knew he was someone that was very engaged with his alma mater and wanted to help us in any way he could. And through that conversation, I asked Dr. Reeves a series of questions. He answered them beautifully. And honestly, Dr. Reeves, those answers are going to help us be a little bit more effective what we do here at University Advancement. But post answering those questions, I actually told Dr. Reeves, well, the reason, why I got you on this call in the middle of your workday was to actually announce that you'd be our alumni award recipient. And obviously, he was ecstatic. I think his response to me was like, "Oh, you're so sneaky." but I was excited that we could make that moment happen for you and inform you of this outstanding um, award as an outstanding award recipient. Um, but just a little bit about Dr. Reed for those of you who don't know. I know we have some faculty, fellow alums, and staff here with us. Dr. Reed graduated in 1996, a bachelor's in biology. He's actually a former student athlete here at Georgia College, being a member of the 1995 College World Series baseball team that finished second in the nation. So while he was very outstanding on the field, we're here today because he was just as outstanding off the field. Uh, and we're here for Dr. Reeves' tenure as the 68th president of the American College of Foot and Ankle Surgeons, which is a national association of more than 7,600 foot and ankle surgeons. And I believe, if I'm correct, you are now the immediate past president of that organization as well. And one of the things during our Zoom call when I was announcing to Dr. Reeves that he was our recipient this year, when asking him what were some ways he could, or what ways we could engage him more along from his era more, he said one thing he loved was reading like our e-connection and getting to know a little bit about what our alums and our students and even our faculty and staff, some of the great things they were doing. And Dr. Reeves, I'm happy to say that those same peers will be able to read about you and learn more about you and some of the great things that you've done and are doing. So please welcome me or join me in congratulating our Alumni Achievement Award recipient, Dr. Christopher Reeves.
I remembered my homework too, and brought the award with me, Trey. And it did come in one piece. So at least UPS. There you go, Will. I'll just shout out to you. UPS does come does work well. Thanks,
I
buddy.
appreciate that, Dr. Reeves. And before we let you say a few words, we do have our university president, Dr. Steve Dorman, here with us. Dr. Dorman, would you like to share a few words?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Chris, congratulations on this award. This award is given to graduates who have excelled in a particular professional field and having attained prominence or had a positive effect on the state, regional, and national level. And of course, your role of serving as president of your professional association certainly qualifies you for that. And so we want you to know how proud we are of you. You made us proud as an institution. and how proud we are of your work. And hopefully, as Trey has said, we would love to have done this in a big gathering assembly, but because of COVID, we're having to do this, and I hope you understand that and understand why we're sort of doing this virtually this year. Hopefully, you can say that your experience at Georgia College helped to contribute to who you are today as a physician, but also as an individual. And you know, I've said that say this on other calls, but we like to think we're training people not only to do well in their career, but also have a good life as well. And I hope you can hope that is happening with you as well, as you pursue your career goals, but also your life goals. So congratulations on this achievement, Alumni Achievement Award, a very, very well-deserved award. Congratulations.
Dr. Dorman and Dr. Reeves, the floor is yours.
Well, thanks everybody, and I will start by saying thanks, Trey, for how you approach this, and the Zoom call, facade. I'm glad you're actually able to get some information out of that. So because I actually enjoyed doing that call with you, so that was very well done. Honestly, I can't give enough thanks to all of you for this, and I think Georgia College and State University, I can say, I guess now we got to add those words, prepared me for everything but 2020. So I don't know if there was anything that was going to prepare any of us for that, but it did prepare me for everything else. You know, as a student, as a leader, as a physician, as a student athlete, you know, I've known people and run into folks who have been there, and I can say all of us have had good things to say. My buddy's on here, Will Collins, who's another former athlete with me on that same team. He's also a graduate and doing great things in Augusta. So I tried to drag a couple of alumni into this with us. So thanks to all of you for the nomination and the consideration. As I had mentioned to Trey on the call together, you know, from faculty to counselors to career prep, trying to figure out what we all wanted to do with our life and their availability, to how to class sizes, everything for me fit well there. And I'd say that I was more than prepared for the endeavors that were before me, both again from an academic standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, and I think both the academics and the athletics part of Georgia College should be commended on all of that. You know, obviously we tend to focus on the athletic stuff, and a lot of that's, you know, still around me now. I mean, Will probably sees the picture behind me. I've got stuff hanging up from Georgia College all over the place, from diplomas that are right actually in my office here to the picture from the World Series behind me. So there's not really a day that I'm not in this office that there's not some sort of thought or consideration with that. And to those on the call, my mom and dad, my wife, Amber, Will Collins, Don Mason, my father-in-law, Kenyon, and I don't think anybody else is at the bottom. Thank you guys for joining me and all your support over the years. And I just appreciate this very much. So hopefully I can continue to represent the institution. And if there's ever anything that's needed of me, then please don't ever hesitate to reach out to do so, even if it takes Trey trying to, you know, sneak me out for a lunch or something to get me to talk. So thank you guys for everything, and again, it's an honor to have been part of that institution.
Definitely, thank you, Dr. Reeves, and congratulations again. And at this time, we're going to open it up. If anybody wants to say anything, and I see our athletic director, Wendell Staten here. Wendell, would you like to say something?
Sure. Let me show you something here first.
Oh boy.
I know Will and Chris can appreciate that.
Nice. That is nice.
I actually had I was here at grad school in '93, finished up. So I coached here, and I have my literally, it's in the car. That's why I was looking around. I thought I had it in here. A jacket, the old brown and gold jacket. And when Will comes back with the alumni game, he always wears his jersey. And Will also sends us good softball players from the Augusta area as well. So, Chris, I appreciate. I always love hearing everybody's story, and so and I'd love to hear from your parents during this process as well. But I am curious, when did you shift to thinking about the medical profession? Was that something you wanted to do as a child? Was that something in college?
Well, I couldn't figure out how to do math. So I debated a long time on what I wanted to do, to be honest with you. And from going into the science field, I come from, a family with science degrees. I started down the path of pre-engineering, and to be honest with you, me and Calculus 3 were not getting along very well, and I knew something was going to have to change. My mom had worked for physicians pretty much my whole life. My uncle was a physician as well, and so it really just kind of got exposed to physicians when I was playing ball at Georgia College, and then just had some contacts enough to kind of lead me down, really lead me down that path. And as I just started rolling with it, just kind of became just kind of the next natural progression. Things just kind of fell into place. Dr. Caldwell at Georgia College was my biology professor and guidance, and really my counselor there, who really kind of helped walk me down the path as well. I've kind of lost touch with him. I'm assuming he's probably retired by now. Ken Saladin was another name that was in the biology department that was there for a long time, that had a big influence on me, doing what I do. So those were two names from the past that were there that really helped me along.
And Chris, talk about your entrance into Georgia College. How'd you find out about it? Sure. What were your impressions before you got here? And when you got here, talk about that.
Yeah, so I grew up a little bit all over the Southeast, but my family is all from Macon originally. So that, there was a natural, at least a natural knowledge of it. When I left high school at South Gwinnett High School in Snellville, I went to, which was in a junior college up in South Carolina called Anderson College. It's now a D2 school. Played baseball there for 2 years. My now really good friend, but then roommate was, we played short and second together my first year there. He transferred to Georgia College, Seegers, Will. And then he and I kept talking, and I kept looking where I was going to go next when I finished. And he kind of helped get me in front of Coach Kurtz at a national tournament in JUCO. And Coach Kurtz had recruited me out of high school a little bit as well, and offered me a scholarship. And so that was my transfer from Anderson to Milledgeville. And then of course, Steve Maroka took over the program shortly thereafter. So, my first couple of months on campus was rough based on that situation, Wendell, which I know you know well.
Sure.
For those you don't know, Coach Kurtz passed away at practice. Probably 3 weeks into my first fall practice when I was there. But as far as the campus goes, campus life, Milledgeville in general, it was a good fit. The size of the town, the size of the school, the people. I mean, I never really ran into any negativity that was there whatsoever. And so it was a good fit personally. So things again just kind of fell into place on me getting there.
And you said South Gwinnett. I'm assuming South Gwinnett County has grown a little bit since you came here a few years ago.
Yeah, Gwinnett County is huge. So we actually, Amber and I and the kids passed through there in August. Took the kids by the school, and I've been in and out. I got a buddy from high school whose parents still live there, so it hasn't been too long that I've been there. But man, it's now its own city in itself. That area, it's crazy.
And when's the last time you've been back to campus?
We had a reunion from the '95 team 3-4 years ago. I think about 4 years ago was the last time I've been through there on campus. So I'm due for a visit for sure.
Okay, yeah.
It was 2015 for the 20-year reunion of the '95 team. So it was in 2015.
Okay. And Amber, are you a Georgia College graduate as well?
No, I am a Midwest girl from Michigan. So
okay.
We met in medical school down in Miami, actually. So
okay.
I had my first opportunity, well, not my first opportunity, actually on some road trips, we had driven through that way and I had seen the school in the past, but in 2015, we took both our children up for the alumni reunion and I got to meet a lot of the players on the team, and we went to a couple local places, and we really stayed the weekend versus just passing through on a road trip. So it was great to see. Got to go in the new facilities, and actually we met some of the people on base involved with baseball now, and Chris has been always very excited and very proud of that. We've been there several times and passed through over the years, and he's always proud to talk about it and proud to go back, and especially proud of that 1995 team that was just so awesome. And he still keeps in contact with a lot of those guys on the team regularly now too.
Good, thank you. And Chris and Will, just so you know, and I appreciate your patience, and our student athletes have been phenomenal. We're in the process of officially getting ready to review applications. We got a ton of people interested in this position. We will have a baseball coach, and I appreciate y'all's patience with that. Obviously, I know the importance of this for you all as alumni, and we're in a good spot. The student athletes we have, I will tell you, have lifted me like I cannot imagine. I mean, they've been so resilient and so positive every day. So all the things that you talked about, I talk about these all the time, as our student athletes are prepared for life and what you guys are doing every day. We just sort of deal with ups and downs every day in our life, just like you do as a physician, and as a parent, as a community member. And this has been that you'd be so proud of our student athletes right now is what I'm trying to tell you. They've been great. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, and especially going through what they're going through this year, it's certainly a challenge. So, and thanks for the update. We actually talked about that the other day. So, Will said he was throwing his name into the ring for this job. So,
hey, he's our chief recruiter out of Augusta. I know that.
Well, thank you, Wendell. Is there anyone else that would like to say anything to Dr. Reeves?
I think we need to hear from those two parents there.
Can you,
Carol, Skippy?
You know how to unmute yourself?
Stop. Can you hear me? Oh, those guys. Oh, okay. They were like the team parents.
We were the team parents. We were the parents who had everything that you needed in the trunk of our car.
Uh-oh.
It stayed packed constantly.
Is that gargly to you guys?
I always used to tell people there's nothing but oil, gas, and tires to get to the ball games. And so we did not miss any of the ball games. And I just want to tell Chris how proud we are. I'm sorry?
Can you hear?
Yeah.
I just want to tell Chris how proud we are of him and Amber, and we just love our family, and we just being really, really proud.
So it's a little bit gargled.
Like
It's a little bit gargled, but I know the one message they wanted to tell you was that their love of the campus as well, and that they didn't miss many. It's really, we hear a bunch of, it's a little gargled with your internet connection for some reason, but I do know that you were saying about not missing hardly any games and traveling.
What's going on?
We're not sure.
That part. So don't worry about it. You're frozen. So, but I do know I do know that you said that. I know you said you're proud of me, et cetera. But you did trigger some things. Is growing up in Macon, they knew the area. My mom's sister actually worked at the hospital there in Milledgeville for a long time as a microbiologist. So the hospital in Milledgeville, that was. And but my parents were there constantly, almost every weekend during the season, and oftentimes during the fall for practice as well. So,
Can you hear us better now?
No.
Hey, Chris, speaking of family, would you tell us about, do you and Amber have a family?
We do. We have two boys. One is 8 and the other is 11. The 11-year-old in 5th grade and playing doing water polo actually is his thing, in basketball, and our 8-year-old will run through a brick wall. He's doing flag football and playing baseball. So this is our family picture. That's how we usually look on daily basis here. That's our picture from last week, but the boys are great. Both very into sports, both big Georgia Bulldog fans. I got one who's trying to like Alabama, but we're working on that. So that's my little guy catching the other night. But yeah, they're awesome, and really into everything that two boys should be into. So just a lot of fun.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
You know, Wendell, I do have I still have the golden brown sweatshirt, and I actually and the T-shirt that's still in serviceable shape for me to wear around. I should have brought that. That's still in serviceable shape for me to wear around the house some at night. Hang on, Will, I got this one too. And then so those are the seniors from that team that sit in my office as well. So there's that's the picture from the World Series at home plate. So all this stuff sitting in I didn't bring any of this stuff in. It's all just sitting around my office. So Georgia College is everywhere. And my diploma is right there. So.
Anyone else?
Didn't Rob wear a T-shirt to school the other day?
Okay.
I can.
Chris, did you finish showing them the picture of the boys? Unfortunately, because they're in school right now and we did this at a lunchtime, I was trying to figure a way with their teachers to try to get them on, but to be able to be on from their classrooms today, because they are back in school, fortunately, and not on the virtual school. But I know they would have loved to be on because they're proud of all their daddy's old baseball stuff and videos and stories and they actually, Chris, have not been to Georgia. Yes, they've been to Georgia College for when we went for the alumni weekend, but they were pretty little for that time because it was 5.5 years ago already. So
I'm looking for pictures without a mask on right now. I find pictures everybody has a mask on.
We had water polo last weekend, but yeah, we have one's growing pretty tall. They're hopefully going to be pretty tall athletes. So, and they'll be looking forward to looking at Georgia College as schools in the future.
So yeah. So again, thanks Will and Donnie for being here too. I appreciate you guys' support for a long time now. And I just talked to Will yesterday. So, you know, it's, we all stay in touch, and it's all got a good Georgia College connection. So again, you guys are doing the things, everything you guys are doing there is right. So they're the boys. There's a
Grandparents always come through.
Exactly.
I do want to thank everybody for coming today. This is recorded in about a couple weeks or so. We're going to be uploading this to our YouTube channel. So Dr. Reeves, if you want to show the boys everything we talked about, you'll be able to do that on our YouTube channel at Georgia College Alumni. And hopefully if we have baseball in the spring, we can get you out for a baseball game.
Sounds great. We'll do it.
All right. Well, congratulations again. Thank you everybody for coming. Let's give Dr. Reeves one more round of applause.
Thanks everybody. And again, Trey,
Unmute.
thanks for